This video is intended to provide a description of the application of the Covidien AccuMesh positioning system. Always refer to the instructions for use included with the product for complete indications, contraindications, warnings, and precautions. The Covidien AccuMesh positioning system facilitates insertion, deployment, and placement of Pariatex optimized composite PCOX mesh during minimally invasive ventral hernia repair procedures. Accuracy, speed, ease of use.
Expanding frame for fast, easy mesh deployment. Highly visible orange marking indicates center of mesh. 100 degrees of articulation to center mesh over defect. Living hinge to align mesh to the abdominal wall. Articulation knob. Deployment slider. Mesh release lever. Ergonomic handle.
Operating steps for the AccuMesh positioning system. The AccuMesh positioning system comes in a kit with the AccuMesh positioning device and furling sleeve, Pariatex optimized composite mesh, and an endo-closed device. Open the blister. Remove the shipping wedge.
Caution: sharp objects. Avoid contact with clips during mesh placement and attachment.
The blister will have a recess that will accept the mesh and automatically position the mesh to the center of the frame.
Place mesh with the barrier or visceral side down and parietal side up onto the deployment frame, avoiding finger contact with clips.
Close the frame until an audible click is heard. The frame is now locked in the closed position. Depress the two lateral thumb tabs on the frame to engage the mesh onto the deployment frame.
Open the frame and visually confirm the clips are in the down position.
Remove the remaining blister and remove the device from the packaging by grasping the handle and lifting upward. Refer to Mesh IFU for specific instructions for mesh preparation, i.e. hydration requirements if needed. Close the deployment frame by pushing the deployment lever forward until it stops. Open the furling tool and place the prepared mesh and deployment frame into the furling tool.
The mesh is rolled by rotating the handle of the AccuMesh articulating mesh positioning system and simultaneously closing the furling tool with hand pressure to achieve a tight roll of the mesh prior to insertion into the access port and abdominal cavity.
Insert the furling tool into the access port. Push and rotate the mesh into the access port. Remove the insertion tool. Push and rotate the mesh into the abdominal cavity under visualization. Deploy the mesh by pulling back on the deployment lever until it stops against the handle body. If necessary, rotate the mesh utilizing the articulation knob until it is correctly oriented with respect to the hernia defect.
The maximum articulation of 100 degrees is reached when the articulation knob is at 90 degrees to the shaft.
Use the frame and accuracy dot to accurately center the mesh relative to the defect with consistent overlap on all sides. Simply raise the AccuMesh device and allow passive articulation to adjust the mesh against the abdominal wall. Fixate the mesh to the abdominal wall using AbsorbAttack or ProTac fixation devices.
Place 8 or more tacks around the outer perimeter of the mesh prior to detaching the frame.
It may be helpful to place additional tacks where the transfascial sutures will be placed. Remove AbsorberTack and hand off the device.
Remove and discard the mesh detachment lock, then pull back the mesh detachment lever on the handle to release the small clips holding the mesh to the frame.
Lower the device until it is fully separated from the mesh. The clips will retract automatically. Close the deployment frame by pushing the deployment lever away from the handle body until the deployment section is fully closed. Extract the device out of the abdominal cavity through the access port. Place the remaining tacks and then place the transfascial sutures using the EndoClose device. For questions about this product, please reach out to a Covidien hernia device rep.